Hello. Look what we have here. GFL, year 14. We're here. All right, I'm not going to explain anything. We're just going to dive right in to this draft video. All right, I'm up against it time-wise. I've got a newborn downstairs. This was my office. Now it's a nursery. This is life. You have kids, everything gets taken away from you. But we're just going to dive right in, okay? We've also upped the budget with how we're going to do this year. No more paper. I didn't print anything out. We went old school and we went PowerPoint. That's right. We're going to fire it up. Where is it? I don't even know where it is. Here it is. Here. Hopefully we can see this. Okay. Boom. Look at that. Look at how clean this is. I made a whole presentation. Took me about 15 minutes. It was incredible. Anyways, we're diving right in. I'm not even going to spiel any longer. We're just jumping right in. First and foremost, before we reveal the draft order, okay, we have to give a shout out to our new title sponsor. Want to thank the Association of Pickleball Players last year. Great sponsor. We helped kind of grow the game, which is great. I would imagine it's going to be an Olympic sport one day. This year, this is right up our alley. Okay. It is Hims. That's right. Hims. Now, I'm sure you've seen commercials for this, but we are totally target demo for this, okay? We're in our mid-30s now. Our bodies are changing. Things aren't working. Stuff's falling off of our head. Mitch is bald. So this is what I'm thrilled about. I've got copy points right here. Look at this. This is what I'm thrilled about, okay, with Hims coming on board as being our title sponsor, okay? So you can improve your sex life. Incredible. Boom. Tick the box. You can regrow your hair. Who doesn't want to regrow their hair? Several bald people in this league. Lose weight. I know several of us have gained some weight. Derek probably being one of them. Big boy. And you can tackle anxiety, okay? I've had to deal with anxiety in the past. Hey, no judgment. Mental health. Hims has you covered. It does it all. All you have to do, go to hims.com today, and at checkout, anything you need, it's got everything right there. Use promo code SCHNEE, get 20% off your order. Boom, you're good. Okay. So I want to thank Hims for coming on board this year. Really excited to have them on board. And you know, not to beat around the bush at all, but I'm kind of a wreck to have them around. Okay. So let's jump into it. Okay. Let's jump into things. Okay. Now, this year, Bags is the guy that won the right to do draft order. Okay. And what he did is an incredible contribution to the league. Not only did he deliver the draft order to me before the deadline, which was today, he also did a write-up on why he picked each person in each spot, basically. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to reveal who he has in the draft spot, and then we are going to and then I'll kind of go through. You'll see how it works. Whatever. I don't need to explain it to you. We're all in our 30s. We know how this works. All right. I'm nervous. It's a PowerPoint. I haven't done one of these since the late 90s. All right. So let's jump into it. Pick 10. Drum roll, please. Bags has put a bit of surprise, but also not a bit of a surprise because of their history. Chase. That's right. Good old Chase. Why did Bags do it? He says, quote, fucking hate him. That's it. Just adding to the rivalry. If there's one thing that this world likes more than anything, it's a good rivalry. And I got to say, Chase and Bags, it's a good one. It's undercover. I don't really think about it that often, but man, it punches me in the face when it does come around. And this is just another chapter in their long storied history. So just some background on the draft pick here. First time Chase has ever drafted 10th. Has zero history drafting 10th. The average finish from people drafting in this position, 6.18. That's the third worst. And one winner has come from this spot in the history of the GFL, and that was me in 2020. No surprise. The best GFLer ever. It's the only one that finished first, drafting 10th. Moving on. Okay. Drafting 9th, Joe. That's right. Joe Matysevek, the defending champion. Why did Bags pick Joe 9th? He says, quote, "I got nothing bad to say about Joe. He has been nice to me, so I will give him the same pick he had the last 2 years. Finished 4th 2 years ago and is our defending champ." So threw Joe a bit of a bone there, throws him in the 9th spot. He won there last year, which is great. The average finish in the 9th spot, actually not bad. 3rd best, 5.36 average finish. 2 winners have come from this spot. Obviously, Joe last year and Mitch in 2018. So, I think Joe will like this pick, and yeah, we'll keep it moving. Too nice. Don't want to dwell on that too long. Pick 8. Who is it? Derek. The guy who picked the draft order last year lands here. Bags says, quote, "Here's a little early baby present for you. 10 years ago, you won with this pick. You are welcome." Bags doing the research on the draft history and the history of the GFL, which is rich, as you all know. So as Bags mentioned, this is the second time he's drafted 8th. The last time he drafted in this position, he won. The average finish with the 8th draft position, right in the middle, 5.5. Not too bad, not too great. And then 2 winners have come from this spot, Derek all the way back in 2014 and Joe in 2016. So not a whole lot of success in the last 8 years, but Derek has won from this spot before, and we'll see if he can do it again. So moving on to the 7th pick. Who could it be? Who could be the 7th pick? My space bar is not working. This is a joke. Me. Huh. Who would have thunk? Bags kind of threw me a bone here. Let's see what he had to say. Commish, you should be happy since this is much higher than your totem pole performance. Is very true. Notorious for not being a very good totem poler. That's fine. I'll be the first to admit that. It is what it is. Not the best drinker in the entire world, but hey, thankfully those days are behind us. Some history here with me. 3rd time drafting this position. I haven't really had a whole lot of success. Finishing 5th in 2014 and 7th in 2017. This spot is actually tied for the 3rd best as well with a 5.36 average finish, and 1 winner has come from this spot, and that was Corey in 2022 when we shared the title. That was the Damar Hamlin death, so we had 2 winners, so half a winner. I don't know, whatever you want to quantify that. Don't really want to talk about myself too much. You guys don't care about me, but drafting 7th, I'm happy with that. That's better than last year when I drafted 10th, so win. All right, 6th. Now, I've got some fun facts about pick 6, but we'll get into that. Corey coming in at 6. Weird one here, though. I think Bags had a bit of a typo in his write-up here, but he said, quote, "Fuck you, Corey. If I draft Hill, I will not trade him for a backup running back. Trade should have never went through." And then he added at the end, "Fuck you, Derek." I don't know. Maybe a bit of a typo there, but if you guys can remember, Corey made a controversial trade a couple years ago that he traded, I think, Tyreek Hill for like Le'Veon Bell when Le'Veon Bell was like, on the back end of his career, and did not fare too well. Took a chance. Hey, it is what it is. Those are trades that happen. But the 6th spot is a spot that nobody has ever won before. Nobody has ever won drafting from the spot, which is wild. But this is the 4th time that Corey will be drafting from the 6th spot, which is a record. And his previous finishes actually aren't too bad. He finished 4th in 2013 and 2014 and 3rd in 2015. He drafted in the 6th spot 3 straight years. I had no idea that actually happened. But he had some pretty good finishes. But then in recent memory, there haven't been that good of finishes. So that's why the 6th draft position is, that's not 3rd best, but it is the middle of the pack at 5.5. Typo on my side too, Bags. It happens to the best of us. So Corey coming in at 6. So 5th. Who's 5th? Bags. Who would have thunk? The guy picking the draft order could have picked anywhere he wanted to, and he slotted himself here. This is what he had to say about it. He said, "Have a good feeling about this year. I will bet $10 my first week matchup." So feeling good about the season already. And also, Bags notorious for wanting to throw some money around. If you want some side bets on Bags week 1, he's ready to fire him up. So This is his second time drafting from the 5th spot. Him and Nick have drafted. I kind of grouped them in with my data, and this is actually the third time the two of them have, but Bags himself, this would be his second time. His previous finish was the best ever, though. 2021, finished third, drafting out of the 5th spot. And the 5th spot is the best on average finish, or produces the best on average finish over the last 11 years in the GFL, 3.91, which is insane. So we've only had two winners come from the 5th spot, and that's Derek in 2015 and me in 2022, the DeMar Hamlin death situation. So hey, Bags following the data. Analytics. Who knew? Bags was a big analytic guy, but he looked at the data, said 5th was the best spot. That's where he's going. Pick 4, Dan. Of course, Bags is drafting after Dan. Why wouldn't he want to do that? And that's what he said. Why would I not want to pick behind Dan? Slots in there at number 4. Dan, weirdly enough, has had a nice sporadic nature to his draft. He really hasn't drafted in one spot throughout the years. He's kind of been all over the place, which is rare. A lot of people kind of have been drafting in the same places. Dan, this is his third time drafting the 4th spot, and he actually won in 2013 when he drafted all of the Denver Broncos. And then he drafted in 2014. So he went back-to-back years drafting 4th, had some pretty good success with it, obviously 1st and 3rd. So he's got some good success here. It's just been 10 years since he's drafted from this spot. So we'll see how he does. And this spot is a great spot to draft from. Second best in GFL history at 4.09. And 2 winners have come from this spot, Dan in 2013 and me most recently in 2021. It feels like I'm on these a lot. Have I won a lot of titles? I don't know. But Dan comes in at pick 4. Pick 3, we've got 3 people left. Who could it be? We got 2 Dresslers and an Avascu left. Who is pick 3? Mitchell. That's right. The man, the myth, the legend, Mitchell. What does Bags have to say? You've never drafted 3. I think Bags was kind of running out of steam at the end of this, so didn't really add a whole lot to it. But Mitch has never drafted from this position. And this is the second worst draft position in the history of the GFL, which is wild. The third pick, 6.27 average finish from the 3rd draft position. Only 1 winner has come from this spot, and that was Joe in 2019. So Mitch has his work cut out for him, but I think this is a good spot in this year's draft. So Mitch has already texted me and said that he's grinding away with his draft research, which I guess has been lacking in years past. I think he won the JT this year. I think I don't know. I don't really keep tabs on the JT too much because, I'm nowhere near there in a year on a year-by-year basis. So it is what it is. But Mitch coming in at number 3. So the Dresslers, who would have thunk? The Dresslers are picking 1-2 yet again this year. What will it be? Is it going to be Kevin? Is it going to be Michael drafting 1? Who's drafting 2? Kevin. That's right. All Bags had to say about Kevin, Mr. Auto Draft. That's right. Kevin loves himself a good auto draft, and that's perfectly fine in this changing environment of the GFL. Priorities change, all that stuff. You got things going on. You got kids running around. It is what it is. Kevin loves a good auto draft here and there, but he comes in here, and he's actually drafted in this position a couple times before that. His previous finishes, though, 8th and 9th in 2018, and he drafted in this position in 2013. So actually, our top 2 picks are the exact same because, Michael's going to be our number 1 overall pick, if you guys couldn't have figured that out. And the second draft position is the worst in league history, coming in with an average finish of 6.91, which is just insane. 1 winner has come from this spot, though, and that was Mitch in 2017. But everywhere else you look, this draft position has been notoriously bad. So hopefully, maybe that means that this spot is due, and Kevin could pull one out. He's kind of lines up. He's drafted from this spot a couple times and hasn't had a whole lot of success and has never won a Schnee in his lifetime. So we'll see if this year is the year for him. And then obviously the drama has been taken out of it. Michael, yet again, picking 1 overall. Bags had to say Taylor Swift's number 1 fan. Will he go Kelsey first again? He put in the most work to get this pick. Not sure if he is gay, but it worked. So I don't know if Michael was trying to get the number 1 overall pick. We all saw his sexual message that he sent to Bags. you know, Michael's got some things to figure out, to say the least. So he's also a big reason why Hims got on board to be our title sponsor. So big shout out to Michael for getting that connection started and getting our relationship going in the right direction there. He is a longtime subscriber to him. So thank you to Michael to that. But this is his record fourth time drafting first overall. So he didn't draft first overall for the first several years of the GFL, and then he drafted in 2018, 2022, and 2023, finishing third, ninth, and fourth in all of those years respectively. So third straight year drafting first. He had some success last year, finished fourth, which is good. Kind of been a mixed bag of success and not so much success for Michael, but the average draft position for the first overall pick is 5.37, which isn't, it's middle of the road. And but nobody has won from this draft position. So, you know, even though nobody has ever won from this position, it seems like nobody really ever kind of wins the JT either. So I guess that's something to hang your hat on. But that's it. That's our draft order. So Hims, big sponsor. Love that they're on board. Year 14 is now launching. We were loading, now we're launching. And yeah, draft is in what? Oh, 2 weeks or so. Thursday. When is it? I don't even know. The 28th. I don't know. I was trying to get 18 dates set up and everybody, I was trying to manage everything. Whatever. Joe's an idiot. I don't need to dive into that. Regardless, I'm pumped that year 14 is finally here. I'm pumped that I'm finally making this video. You guys all know how much this league means to me, so I appreciate everybody kind of getting on board again for year 14. I'm going to try to keep this league going for as long as I possibly can. So whether you like it or not, I'm going to keep trying it. I'm going to keep trying to put a lot of energy into it. Right now I'm at home with 2 kids on paternity leave, and you know, what else do I have to do except for get this league and get all of this band of misfits together for this league. And like I've said before, and I've said this to you guys multiple times, but it's the one reason why we all kind of still come back and have something to do together, which is great. And I want to try to keep doing that for as long as we can. So thank you all for staying on board. That's the last nice thing I'm gonna say. Boom, easy, in, out, we're done. That's it. See you later. Draft order. 2024 starting. All right, I don't know how to end this. We're stopping. Bye.